And another 5 yards. Okay, now we're going. At least according to my YouTube notifications. Welcome, folks, to another MaliceCast TV Talk, covering Supernatural Season 13, Episode 11, titled Breakdown. I am your host, IC Zorro, and with me, as always for this one, is our lovely and talented Super Hoovian. How you doing tonight?
I'm creeped out. I'm not going to lie. That episode was creepy. And I have a feeling I'm going to have some nightmares tonight.
I had a couple of issues with it. I mean, it was really well done overall.
Yeah, overall.
It felt a lot like Saw or Hostel or
yeah.
We didn't actually see a lot of the killing stuff, but it had that vibe to it. It was creepy.
No, I actually thought this was going to be an episode where it was one of their rare humans were the bad guys.
Well,
up until the point where they started sawing off the body parts, and then I realized, oh, okay, no, this is not.
Well, I mean, the main bad guys were human. It's just they were doing the work for monsters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I liked it, but let's get into it, actually. We start off with just a little recap of all the various vampire things that have gone on over the show's history.
Yeah. So, gee, wonder what was coming there, eh?
Right. Nice, Donna.
Yeah.
And yeah, as soon as they showed the part where Dean had to be cured of being a vampire, like, I wonder if that's going to happen to somebody this time.
Yeah.
But I had actually kind of forgotten that stuff until we got into the episode. So at first, I just thought that dude was a creep, which he was. So yeah, we start in a truck stop, Manny's truck stop, in somewhere in Oshkosh, I believe, which I thought was in Wisconsin.
I thought it was a Cabbage Patch.
Nebraska.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
They're the makers of overalls. Oshkosh Bagosh, I believe, is the thing. Yeah, I remember that from the 80s. They started a truck stop, and it's the girl traveling alone at night. The card swiper's not working, so she can't get her gas. She's got to go inside, and the place is just filled with creeps. Well, at least two. Everybody else just kind of rough around the edges.
Yeah.
But yeah, the clerk is immediately like, okay, we're gonna have an issue with this guy.
Yeah, he was super creepy. Not as creepy as the guy in the parking lot, but super creepy.
Well, the guy in the parking lot, I wouldn't say he was actually creepy. He just, should have made more noise when he was walking up behind her.
I know, yeah. Maybe
somebody put a bell on that guy.
Yeah, but and it's never a good thing. They're spouting off Bible verses in the corner of anywhere. You just know it's not good.
The guy spouting Bible verses in the corner randomly in a creepy situation like that, yeah, stay away from him. Although he seemed to be in a booth with the female trucker that we dealt with a little bit later. So I don't know, maybe everyone just kind of knew him and knew his deal. Hey, how's it going to the Twitch folks? I see there's a lot of activity going on our channel here. We've got Gumby Girl, our producer Jack Malice, our good buddy Mest. Yeah, actually, folks, remember, whatever you're watching this on, we've got our YouTube channel that you can like and subscribe videos on, but we're really making a hard push for Twitch right now. It's another excellent streaming service. I believe 7 more followers on Twitch, and we will have Beacon in a chicken suit tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm hoping he's going to do it anyway, but we would really like to hit the numbers.
Yeah, seriously. Chicken dance and all.
That would be awesome. And of course, if you're looking for a place to find quality chicken suits, you can go to Amazon through the link on our homepage. Hey, finally found a good plug.
Story right there with the Big Al in a chicken suit.
Or you can just fight Peter Griffin across the continents. So the girl gets a little creeped out by the cash register guy and spooked by the homeless guy offering to do windows in the parking lot. And of course, she gets a flat immediately. A little bit down the road, And it looked like that was definitely a setup, because that thing in her tire, that was like a road jack. Like, that's not something you're randomly going to find.
I mean, did she drive over it? Was it in her car when she left the gas station? Like, was it just random?
I think she drove over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were just going to take anyone that drove by, I guess, on that road. It wasn't planned for her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, their whole business model seemed to be, well, actually, no, I think it kind of was planned for her. It's not like they were planning in weeks in advance, but she was a single person traveling alone, and they said that was kind of their setup. Plus, there was the clerk left to go alert whoever that somebody was going to be going that way. So they probably threw a couple little tire poppers out there and waited for her to drive by. And yeah, of course, how bad would that female trucker have felt if the girl had ended up dead? She's like, yeah, I just left her on the side of the road.
I know, like, no explanation given, just like, I shouldn't have left her there. And it's like, well, yeah, no crap, you shouldn't have left her there.
Yeah.
Person,
Well, maybe she just, she was raised with all the same anti-hitchhiking stories that we were given as children.
Right, exactly. Like, you never know what it could be, even if it's a single girl on the side of the road. Could be someone hiding. That's how people lure you. I get it. Yeah. But at the same time,
Well, also, you probably don't have to be too worried about, college girls. Usually.
Nope.
That being said, I'll probably end up being killed by a college girl one day. So I noticed almost immediately that she had a Minnesota license plate. I'm always attuned to that, originally being from Minnesota. And Donna's last name isn't Hanscom. Did it used to be?
It did. No, it's always been Hanscom. They just don't ever say it.
No, they said her last name. They said her last name today, and it wasn't Hanscom. Donna, I can't remember what. Somebody in the comments will let us know at some point. But yeah, right. I kind of immediately assumed that she was related to Donna, especially with Donna being on all the pre-show, previously on stuff. Do you think that that they're going to be integrating the girls more often now that Wayward Sisters is going?
I don't think so, only because they typically do at least one Donna-centric episode the past few seasons since they've introduced her, just like they did one Jodie episode every season. So I think this was already just in the works, and then they tried to incorporate the Wayward Sisters into it.
Right on.
So.
Yeah, because I thought it was a little odd that we went straight from the Wayward pilot to
this. Yeah.
Yeah. We go back to the bunker. Sam is just moping. He's being a whiny little baby.
He was completely useless, like.
Dude, pancakes.
I know, like.
Nope.
I think that's funny that he thinks that's gonna get him up and out of bed. That's how you get Dean out of bed. Is that really how you get Sam out of bed?
Yeah. Wheatgrass shots.
I know. But then he's just like, oh, dude, you didn't eat the pancakes. I wasn't hungry, but it's pancakes.
But it's pancakes.
I'm like,
that was great.
I'm still thinking they're going, I feel like their roles should be reversed,
Well, aren't they? They are reversed in real life, right? Like Jared eats like crap and Jensen eats pretty well.
Yes. Jared eats like massive amounts of food in one sitting. They did a behind the scenes, and he literally just gets like 5 to-go boxes when they had the buffet, and he would fill all of them up and then take them back to his trailer and eat them. Yeah.
Nice. So we have gone back to the bunker. They get a call from Donna, and we find out that, of course, the girl was her niece. And she says, along the lines of, I know this isn't normally your type of thing, but you want to help us out? And Sam doesn't want to.
No, he doesn't.
But Dean just immediately says, yep, we're on our way.
Yep. I mean, it's a friend. You help a friend. Even Dean knows that. Even when Dean was grieving, he still went when Missouri called.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what you do.
like I said, Sam's being kind of a whiny baby about the whole thing. Now, granted, I've never had my mother trapped in a hell dimension, so I don't know how that works. But
yeah. You didn't
seems like
lose the
13
person
years
you
into this.
were.
Yeah, 13 years into this, you learn how to not.
Yeah. But I guess it was everything, like they said, losing Jack, not knowing where Jack was, not knowing if they could get back to them, the death,
Constant lack of
having someone else die, as they brought up, someone else died trying to save them.
That's true.
2, 3,
and just not having seen Cass in like 4 or 5 episodes, it's getting ridiculous at this point. We got to figure out what the hell is going on with that plot.
Yeah. They mention him. That means he's going to be back next episode.
Hopefully. So they go to the crime scene to check out the car, where the Stadies have brought it in, and immediately run into an FBI agent who's kind of a dick.
Big, major. And Dean got out of that actually fairly smoothly. Like, dude, we got off on the wrong foot. This is family, can we just work together? I thought that guy let it go too fast. So that was clue number 1.
I did too.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty common TV trope that when one person is investigating something, anybody else that comes in to try to take over or help, they're like, back off, this is mine.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, oh, family. Okay, I understand that. No, shoot. When you're territorial, you're like, dude, I get it that this is family, but you still got to follow procedure. And he seemed like a rule guy. So the fact that he just backed off was just, weird.
I was confused as to why Dean claimed that he was related to Donna there. Because, that immediately tipped off Doug that something was weird. When he said, she's my niece or whatever, the look on Doug's face is like, what? At first, I thought he was trying to trick him with the whole, oh, so that means you were at the family reunion thing?
I know, yeah. And then he was just like, oh, super wild, super fun. I don't know why he just didn't say, like, dude, that's like a close family friend. She called me and as a favor, can we work together? Like, that would have literally been the one time you could tell the truth.
Yeah, it would be literally the truth, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go back to the hotel to try to just kind of getting some food, and Dean breaks out an old CB radio to talk to truckers and try to figure out if anybody has seen this girl. And of course, he uses just the smoothest trucker lingo. Is it a requirement in all TV shows that if they break out a CB radio, somebody has to say breaker 19?
I think that they did that. That was supposed to be a joke because he brought it up, oh, well, that's how Dad used to do it and it works. So why wouldn't it work for me now? Like language has evolved, Dean. We've moved past the breaker, Dean, like,
yeah,
but it's what his dad did. So it's got to work for him, right?
My friends and I used to talk to truckers on CB radios when we were bored as kids.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I never did.
They really do talk like that.
Yeah.
It's like a diner patois where you're like, I need blah, 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 and shingles on toast. And you're like, what?
I know.
I don't know what's happening. What do you say? Is that an Alice in Wonderland? Does that just mean missing girl?
Something like that, yeah.
And of course, everybody immediately starts joking about how if they find her first, they're taking her home. Good one, guys. Real classy.
Super creepy.
But of course, they do actually get a hit. There's the female trucker that we were talking about earlier who had seen her at the diner, and she meets up with Dean, kind of gives him a heads up on what was going on in that area. We actually get to see Wendy captured with the killer. I wish we had seen the actual killer's face at some point, because whoever was doing the body work was great, man.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, that was super creepy. By the way, that whole intro scene. First off, really creepy. The music, the bloody fingerprint on the volume button, but then that, coming up behind her, because that's every person's fear. Man, woman, I don't care who you are. You're stranded on the side of the road. All you can think of is, I'm going to die. There's a serial killer in the woods. Here we go. And then you're attacked. Not only, and then you don't face. He's wearing, what is that? A creepy freaking orange
I don't
mask.
know. there was
terrifying.
Like I wanted to see if there's some kind of scarring going on back there. Or...
And how did he see? He had no eye holes.
There was the two round things. I think they were supposed to be like goggles, like
okay,
plague doctor goggles or something.
Okay, it was creepy.
It was really
yeah. Then the whole smile.
Yeah.
Do the smile.
Well, she screams and he screams back at her, and like you can tell he's having a fun time.
Yeah, like where did they find that guy? Because that was one seriously deranged human. Yeah,
that was pretty good. Creepy ass killer. And speaking of creepy, what was his name? Agent Clegg brings in the preacher from the diner, who's got kind of a sketchy history. He's done all kinds of moderately bad stuff, but nothing that would really, I think, cause a warrant for possible arrest for murder.
No. And it was clear that he was a red herring. He was not. I mean, he was creepy. And I'll give the guy his props. I don't know who that actor is, but I could totally see him playing a serial killer. What did I say in the chat? He looked like if Patrick Stewart was younger and had a brother that was a serial killer, that's the guy.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good one too.
But him and Donna, I don't know what it was. They played off each other fantastic.
I did have to laugh out loud when she said, "Don't lie to me," and he said, "I'm not. Don't lie to God." Come on.
I know. Okay, that was a little cheesy, but the rest of it was really good. When she's quoting the scripture at him, and he's just like, "Oh, you know your Bible," and she's like, "Oh, yeah," and even the good books got lawyer jokes in it, and I was like, "That's funny," because I didn't even think about it that way, but it is kind of a lawyer joke from the original.
It is.
So.
It is. And yeah, I think it's important that they show us every once in a while that Donna and Jody are really good at their jobs.
Yes, they are. Yes, they need that.
They're not just monster hunters. They're actually good cops.
They are actually good cops, and people forget that. Everyone's like, "Oh, they're not dedicated hunters." That doesn't matter. So they do it differently than Sam and Dean. That doesn't make them not qualified. Maybe it makes them not have as much experience, but they have a different set of skills, They came first from the interrogation side, so they have all that stuff built up. Now they're learning how to take out monsters as they go. I challenge you. Were Sam and Dean perfect when they started out? I guarantee you not. I guarantee you that they made mistakes. I guarantee you that they put people in danger. It's been quoted through the entire series.
And that was with the head start of having a hunter family.
Exactly.
That they were raised with,
having John train them daily. It's been well quoted that Dean messed up many times. Dean put Sam in danger, whether it was intentional or not. So all these people, and yes, I'm going on a little rant, all these people online that are saying, well, Claire this and Donna and Jody that, and they haven't been hunting as long as the boys, so they're clearly not as qualified. So we're going to punish them for every little mistake. And I'm like, no. Hypocrites, all of you hypocrites. Look at the whole series of the show.
How do you really feel?
Frustrated. Yeah. Because that's so frustrating, because just because it's not Sam and Dean, they're going to bash everything about every other character.
I feel like there might be some supernatural chat rooms that you should step away from.
I did. I will now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, they set up the camera, and at first I thought he was just going to be recording, torturing her for like his own jollies later or whatever. We find out later that's not actually the case. When Donna was interrogating the preacher, I was really confused by the fact that their their one-way mirror was not. It was basically just glass. Like, what's the point of having it there? Because you could clearly see Sam and Agent Clegg sitting there looking at the guy.
I know. I don't even know. I think that was just so poorly done. I don't know. I don't even know if they noticed that or if they really just didn't care. Like, it was just so insignificant. The plot point.
It's a TV show. We have somebody being interrogated. There's got to be people on the other side of the wall with glass, right?
Yeah.
Somebody forgot to get a mirror. Just use regular glass.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe that it was what they had, time constraints, shooting. Maybe this was supposed to not be a real cop room, so they were just kind of working with what they had, but it was pretty funny.
Dean and Sam go back to the diner, the truck stop, and talk to the homeless guy, and find out that the clerk, the creepy clerk from the beginning, as soon as that girl left, he left after her, and we find out later.
Red flag.
I know, right? Here's the thing: the guy seemed really kind of nonchalant about the whole thing. Like, FBI agents, as far as he knows, show up, and he just, after some minor head pounding, decides to show them the website where you can watch people getting pieces cut off.
I know, and they literally took that and we're just like, oh, okay, normal human guy, not creeped out at all by this, is just getting off on watching people bid on body parts, and I'm like,
well, even actually, that caused that. It was good for one good line in the middle of the scene there, though. Is Sam pauses it or turns it off or whatever. And the guy looks at him and goes, "What are you, vegan?"
Oh God, I am after that. Yeah. Oh, horrible. Yeah. It was disgusting. So
they have figured out that all these people that have been getting kidnapped over time are actually being bid on as food, and food for monsters. And Donna just quickly decides, you know what? Time to tell Doug everything. Monsters are real. Sorry, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, poor Doug. Poor Doug.
Doug did not have a good episode.
Not a good episode for Doug. I'm hoping that's not the last we see of his character. I really don't, because he's kind of charming.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, he's not my favorite. But
small town sheriff kind of way. Yeah.
Yeah, but he plays well off of Donna, and I really don't want them to lose that. But if they do, they do,
Yeah. It could be better development for her character, I guess. But yeah, I agree. They play off each other fairly well. And I like that she's, very much in charge of that relationship.
Yeah.
So Donna has told Doug all this stuff is real. And for some reason, they bring the clerk along to the video building, or what they're told is the video building, because they go to Agent Clegg to try to track down the physical location that IP is broadcasting from.
Right.
I don't know why they brought the clerk along.
I guess so. If they didn't suspect him of doing anything, was he really a danger? But then, he kind of knew what was going on, so you could take him where he can be contained. But why did they just? Did they seriously not realize? I thought vampires were colder, right? They've always been able to tell vampires. Sam freaking shook Benny's hand, instantly knew he was a vampire.
Yeah, and this
shook
guy
Benny's hand, and he
somebody put cuffs on him at some point.
And somebody put cuffs on, and you're telling me that two trained under talk about, here you go. Here you go. You want to bash Donna and Jody? Well, there you go. Bash Sam and Dean, because they freaking tied up a vampire and didn't realize he was a monster. So pound sand.
I think in our personal chat back and forth, you were like, how did they not immediately know this? Because we did from the very first scene that you see him, and you're like, something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah, seriously. I guess it was, as to quote Jack Mouse, railroad plot. Could have been written a little better. Could have been written a little bit more convincing. Mm-hmm. But, sometimes it's just you have stupid moments for the sake of plot. But seriously, it's just hard to fathom that you have a scene in one episode where he shakes a guy's hand, instantly knows.
Yeah.
And then this. Yeah. So.
Well, there's I would assume that that's one of the casualties of having a large staff writing. It's kind of hard to keep all the canon the same or on track.
Right. Changing writers from episode to episode. Exactly. I get it.
So they have gone to Agent Clegg to find the what they believe is the building where all these people are being hacked up and sold. But of course, Dean splits off with Clegg, and as soon as that happens, you're like, or actually Sam splits off with Clegg. As soon as that happens, you're like, oh no, he's the bad guy.
He is the bad guy. Why they split, I don't know. I kind of get it. I kind of don't. I
must have missed something.
When Sam and Dean split in the middle of a hunt, one of them's going to get captured. Yeah. It's just how it goes.
Well, and then the other one's going to save him at some point, because that's what he did, of course.
Yeah.
So they realize at first that they've been played and they're in the wrong place, or at least the wrong section of the. Were they in the same building or were they at a different building? I'm confused.
So I'm not quite sure how they found. They never explained how Dean suddenly appeared. Maybe he tracked Sam's phone.
And because if it was the same building, but it was just a different section of it, did they really think the whole, hey, set up a radio in this empty room trick was going to be the end of it?
Give them enough time at least to have the auction?
Yeah, I suppose. Because I guess at some point, Clegg was like, yeah, your brother's out there, so we're going to have to make this one quick and dirty.
Yeah, exactly. Your brother, yeah, exactly. Which didn't work. Still took too much time.
Yeah. Well, I was a little bit confused there as well, because the bad guys split up. There's the creepy mask guy that has been cutting all these people up and kidnapping them. You've got Agent Clegg, who's apparently running the whole auction thing, and definitely knew who the boys were as soon as they rolled up in Baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why did they split up? Because Donna's wandering through and finds her niece, and then that guy shows up behind her.
Well, they switched targets. So that was number one. They switched from the girl to Sam, because Sam was obviously the bigger draw to get them more money. And I guess he was off going to do his own thing while he ran the auction, because they were waiting for all the bids to come in before doing their thing. So I'm guessing that he was just off doing his thing until the bids were done.
Gross.
So gross.
Yeah. Let's see here. Go into the chat channel. Get some talk about whiskey and pie. Lots of pie. And then they get a little dirty. Yeah. Warrant. Nice. Good pull. So Donna finds her niece, which was the whole point of this thing. And she gets attacked from behind by the guy. Kills that guy with the big ass knife, because that's what you do.
Seriously. She was fantastic.
When somebody in a gimp mask comes at you with a blade, just no half measures.
Nope, not at all. She took him out with first, what was it, that big old pipe that she needed him?
Crowbar, I think.
Crowbar, totally took out his knees, and then boom, there you go, knife in the gullet every time.
Yep. So Donna kills the one guy, and then over where the auction is happening, and by the way, he got $500,000 for Sam's heart. I want to know what kind of if a monster has that kind of cash to throw around on a crappy auction like this, they probably don't need to go to a crappy auction like that.
No, they really don't. That was very unbelievable. Funny, but exactly, like, what are these monsters doing? If you have $500,000 for a Winchester's heart, why aren't you just, I don't know,
at that point,
buy a butcher?
You're probably on the board of a hospital at that point.
Yeah, seriously. It made no sense.
Yeah.
In the long run, it made no sense.
But I get it. It was just to demonstrate how valuable that would be to the monster community to finally have one of the Winchesters dead.
Exactly. Dead. You get to brag, I ate the heart of a Winchester,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're freaking, they're the thing that monsters tell. What's the phrase going? The Winchesters are what the monsters tell their kids to be afraid of at night, the boogeymen.
Yeah. Eat all your intestines, or the Winchesters will come get you in the daylight.
Exactly. Leave no trace behind.
So the clerk that had been brought along vamped out, and because they left him alone with Doug, which just a dumb move. And apparently those handcuffs were made out of friggin' straw or something, because he didn't even try. Just gone.
Yeah, vampire strength, I'm assuming. So
yeah, and he doesn't even attack Doug. He just gives him vampire blood. I guess
instantly.
Yeah, and he turned quick.
He did turn quick, and I'm like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Dean turned pretty quick too back in season 6, but I still thought it took like a little bit of time. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, I'm going to eat you now. Rawr, you know, it was crazy. But I mean, you know, happy to Dean. So Dean knew exactly what he was going to do. He's just like, all right, we got a cure for it. Whip it up. Let's go.
Yeah. And he had that kind of a throwaway line. He's like, yeah, some people turn quick. Some people takes longer. This looks pretty quick.
Yeah. And that was, I don't know what that vampire was thinking though. You're up against, I mean, like, did he totally forget that Donna was there? Was Donna not there? You know, Donna's like standing right there. She got a big ass gun in her hand. And he's sitting there taunting Dean like it's going to be him and Dean. Like Donna's just not going to do anything. And she's just like, kaboom. Yeah. There you go. Vampire down. Get the blood. Let's go.
and I liked her line there. He said, if I tell you, you're going to kill me. She said, oh, I'm going to kill you either way.
Yeah. It's just, is it going to be long or is it going to be short? You know?
Yeah. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah. So I'm guessing then that must be how they found Sam. We probably didn't get a torture scene.
Yeah, that's true.
Caved, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, is the thought of torture, I guess, that bad to a vampire?
Yeah, I don't know. In any case, yeah, we figured that out. That's how they found Sam. That guy conveniently knew a lot about their inner workings of their business for being the wrangler or the finder.
The finder, yeah.
But so yeah. Donna kills one, Dean kills the other. Sam's free, everybody's good. Whoever bid $500,000 for Sam's heart is hoping that their transfer didn't already go through.
Amen. I know, right? Yeah.
And at that point, now that everything is sort of settled down and they've unvamped Doug, it all hits Doug at once, and they sort of assume they just assume that he's going to be a hunter like them now, because. Whatever.
Yeah,
he's like,
because nobody's walked away from the life, you know? Once you know about it, it's like, how do you not?
Yeah, especially as a law enforcement person. Like, I kind of, he said something along the lines of, I became a cop because I wanted to protect people, but vampires? No.
Yeah, no, which I get. But at the same time, he's like, you know, you can do this and you're the hero and I'm not. And I'm like, well, then what's a cop?
Yeah.
If a cop's not a hero and if a cop's not helping, you know, like, I don't think, I think he thought that they meant that they had to go do what Sam and Dean were doing. But it's like, you could be just like Donna. You could just be taking out things in your local area.
I think for me it would be, if I'm walking around with a gun protecting and serving, you can't unknow that those things are out there. So wouldn't you want to do something about it? Yeah.
You can't look at a missing persons case now and wonder, was this a monster? You can't see patterns like that, like this butterfly. I love the fact they were calling him the butterfly killer, by the way.
I love the fact that he gave himself that name.
I know. It was so random. You pick like the tiniest little, most fragile thing and you name it a serial killer after that. Made no sense. But yeah, so like you have this pattern, you have these things. How can you as a cop not wonder now? That's why I'm wondering if they're going to have his character come around. Like maybe it was too much, but now it's going to come back to where he's a part of the life.
Might just be the, you know, minor recurring, like you'll see him evolve a little bit over time. And then we finish out with just a little bit of Sam again being a whiny baby, and I actually wrote down Sam the pessimist. Because he goes through the whole litany of things that have gone wrong for him recently, and he just doesn't see how it's going to get better.
Yeah, they trade off sometimes. Dean did it in the beginning of the season. Now it's Sam's turn. The only difference is when Jensen does it, it comes across different than when Jared does it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like you said, Jensen comes across more as brooding and actually depressed and in spirit, whereas Jared, I don't think he intends it to. Jared comes across as a little bit more petulant and
pouty. Yeah.
Pouty is a good word, because whiny's not the right word, because whiny's like, oh, Dean, like, what are we doing? But he's very pouty. Yeah.
That was almost a droopy dog impersonation right there.
All right. And please God, don't ever let Jared do that. I don't think it would go well at all. Nice. But that's what it comes across as, and it's just a difference in acting styles, and that doesn't mean Jared is bad or anything. It just what comes across when he does it.
It's definitely, oh yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Overall, I mean, we've gone through the episode here. This is a relatively short one. As good as it was, it just, it's pretty easy to cover. What was your favorite part overall?
It was definitely a good throwback to a Monster of the Week after all the big plot arcs, but I was really hoping this would have been a better episode either earlier in the season or maybe even a couple episodes after the Wayward Sisters.
Right.
Because it's gone, as you said, it's gone too long not having the other part of the big. I mean, I don't agree with the way people saying that too much emphasis has been put on Wayward Sisters this season. I don't think that's the case.
No, I just think not enough attention has been paid to the other major plot points for the season.
It's been too long of a space out between. And I'm not saying I love the Asmodeus. I don't love Asmodeus yet. I don't think he's a great character, but he's got two very important characters that I want to see. And then Mary, God, we've seen her like 3 in a cage.
Yeah.
And Jack at her feet. And you're telling me nothing?
Yeah.
We don't get to see, do they have a break? Are we going to just see them wandering through the desert? Is Michael going to pop up? Please, can Michael pop up?
We haven't actually seen Cass in like 5 or 6 episodes.
No, we know he's coming up because they've been popping pictures up on Twitter. He's sitting in a cage looking ridiculously smug for some reason. Not sure why, but the memes are hilarious. And so nothing on Lucifer, no set pictures of Jack or Mary. And I know that they've been filming because they say, hey, like they're in Canada. And I know Misha was posting videos of him and Alex by a lake. So when are they going to be by a lake? Please. Apps.
Yeah. Well, I got one that I think we kind of talked about it a little bit, but my favorite part of the episode was whoever was in that GIMP mask was just great. For such a small part of the episode, it was like, wow, that is creepy. That guy did a really good job. So we did not have our other party at Gia Tomcat with us tonight. But I think we've done a pretty good job running through what's currently going on, recapping and such. One more time, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to check out our Twitch. If you're watching this on Twitch, it's also available on YouTube. We have, I'm not sure if they're going to have, I don't have the little graphics visible on my screen, so I don't know where we're at with that. But I am on Twitter and Instagram at ICZorro. Oh, yep, there it is. So we've got the little, I think they're one of these corners over here somewhere. Here, I believe. So you can follow us. You can follow our main cast at MaliceCast. Thanks for watching. I think that's
it was a good time.
Much all I got for the night. So
we'll see you all tomorrow night. Tomorrow night on our main cast. Peace.
Oh, hopefully with a chicken suit.
Oh, dude, there better be a chicken suit, dude.
I'm gonna go make extra accounts.